Why logging or why? It's just, well, look around you. It's beautiful. I got the best office view in the world. Panoramic view up in that cab, and got your heated seat, your air conditioning, your heat, and it's just not much better, really. Get to literally watch bucks walk around you on your cutting sometimes. In the winter, you get a lot of deer. It's just, you get to see all kinds of wildlife not the average Joe don't get to see. Logging is kind of like farming. It's a dying art. There's not many people my age getting into it. Evan Mack, I go by Logger Mack on all my socials. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and the handle's @LoggerMack everywhere. I started posting just for just to post, show people what we do when we're logging a little bit, with never any intentions of it getting as big as it did a little over 2 years ago, and had a couple videos like hit that 50,000, 100,000 view mark, and I'm like, well, this is kind of fun. Let's see where we can take this, and started doing it a little more and a little more. Soon enough, I had more views than I ever fathomed even possible. Granted, it's short form video. You don't get a lot of watch time like you do on long form content, but if you added everything together, it's a little over 600,000 followers, between TikTok being the largest following, then it'd be Instagram, and after Instagram it's YouTube, which I'm going to be focusing on more after I get set up a little better for that for editing, and then also Facebook, which I've been focusing on a lot more lately. Facebook seems to be pushing my videos fairly well lately. So if you're wanting to see some of that content, that's where things are most up to date as of recent. Just showing people what we do and why we do what we do is one of the main reasons I keep doing the social media. Just understanding where the raw product or the raw form of the products we use every day come from is important. If we don't understand that, where are we going to take things, you know? I mean, sustainability is huge.
Hey! It's a tree! They grow back!
We're standing on state land right now, state of Michigan, and they set this sale up. They marked every individual tree. They walked all over, well over 40 acres, and marked every single tree I'm supposed to cut. If that's not being careful, I don't know what is, you know? It just looks bad. You're cutting a tree down, cutting it up. It doesn't necessarily look good to the average person that's never seen it before. Little do they understand, those trees grow back, and young trees produce more, they collect more carbon. Carbon storage is huge. Your home is carbon storage, for example. And to just produce that timber and have new trees grow up, we're creating more carbon storage every day. Particularly to grow and educate the general public. Maybe, you know, pay the bills along the way, but that's not necessarily the main goal. The main goal is most certainly to show the general public where raw materials come from, how things are sustainable, about the equipment, just education about how hydraulics work. I have visions of the channel going farther. Coming soon, I'm going to be making some videos aimed more towards kids and just equipment and how the equipment works, and then hopefully that gains some traction and we can expand upon education of like silviculture, the sustainable harvesting and of timber, how trees germinate and grow, things like that. We'll see where that goes. That's the hope anyways. What's the future of forestry? The kid watching your video now might stick with that for the rest of his life, and nonetheless, he understands where those products come from. If you look at what farming's done in the last 10 years with product and just education as per where things come from, I don't see that in forestry, and I want to provide that. It's a balance. Certainly have to put family first always. My bio says right in the bottom of it, father first, husband first. That's what I am. And then this comes second. You know, if that doesn't align, there's a lot of other things in life that won't. You know, that's another thing I should mention is the hopes to pass on building a business to an opportunity for my kids to work in the woods if they so wish. I think one comment means more than 1,000 views for sure. Just the fact that someone took the time out of their day to say something usually nice about what you're doing or what they just watched. That's definitely better than the views. Slow and steady wins the race per se. You know, blowing up huge with one video, you got a lot of work to put into to keep that audience after that happens. You know, if you just gain 1,000 views more per video every month or week, there's a lot more said about the audience you just captured than if you just had one video go viral. Put yourself out there. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I just got lucky and had a couple of just nonchalant videos gain a little bit of traction. Saw an opportunity to showcase what I do and ran with it. But as for what I would recommend is just put yourself out there, put the time in to edit. If it's not a video you wouldn't want to watch, go back to the drawing board and change it up a little bit. If it's not something I think would be interesting, why would anybody else want to watch it? Especially when I see it every day.
Right.
So I use that kind of as a gauge, generally speaking. Last winter, right before spring breakup, I met with the famed millennial farmer over in Minnesota. Are you Logger Zach?
I'm Logger Zach, yeah. I've been out here all day.
Oh, well, get back to work.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
I'm
Get down off my machine.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
I got social medias to make.
So that was a lot of fun. Just getting to meet other people like that per se is pretty cool, something that you never would have got to do otherwise. I remember when Zach started out his videos on Facebook when he was, I guess, just getting going, and he's kind of started for the same reasons. That ended up being his way to buy into the farm, from my understanding. Just the education aspect of it. Educating people on what farming is about. Well, I started logging when I was in college. I was just trying to pay my way through without having too much debt, and started out in water tech at Bay College in Escanaba. And after a while, I decided that really wasn't for me. So I swapped over to environmental science, and through all that, I just racked up a little bit of debt, not too much, and decided neither of those things was really what I wanted to do. At least out of the college experience, I met my wife, so there's that. I got something out of it, something good. I had plans to be a forester, and I was already logging, loved what I did, what I was doing, and I decided, I think it's time to just stick with logging and see where this goes. And at that time, my uncle, who was behind us in the forwarder, he only had one machine, the forwarder, John Deere 440C, and running chainsaw. I started out with him just sticking and piling. I didn't even run the chainsaw. I was pretty young. He's like, well, if you're going to do this full time, I think it's time to upgrade. So we started shopping around for harvesters. This is our second one. The first one we had was a 97 Ponzi Ergo. It was actually the very first Ergo in the United States. It was owned by Browns over in Wisconsin. And I ran that for almost 6 years. Got my feet wet, fixed a lot of stuff. Stuff likes to break when you're in the woods, And last October we upgraded to the 09 here with a 2013 H7 on it. And in the process, bought 2 other forwarders. We still have everything except for the original harvester. Well, my uncle, he started out as a farmer, and then he logged his whole life on and off. And then I got another uncle that's a logger, and another uncle. So you could say it runs in the family. There's quite a few of us, but particularly just been always really close with my Uncle Kevin, who owns this business, and just kind of felt like a good fit, I remember my first day operating a piece of equipment. I probably cut 3 trees. I had someone show me the ropes for about a half hour, and then he had places to be. He owned the same machine, the same model at one time. Basically got thrown to it. I started cutting just little scrub balsams, and it was a good way to learn. It's hard to break stuff. Still managed to break a few things, but yeah, I probably cut 3 trees my first day running machinery. It was nerve-wracking, but a lot of fun. It's still once in a while after you take a little break around, little holiday with the family, Christmas time or something, you come back, you're like, that is big. You just kind of, I don't know, reset a little bit. Now they don't feel so big, but I just remember sitting in that seat and you're sitting in this massive 17-ton machine. You're thinking to yourself, this is the coolest thing ever, you know?
What does the Upper Peninsula of Michigan mean to you?
It's home. It's God's country. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth. You got countless waterfalls. You got beautiful stands of timber like this, and you know, some of the, I don't know if it's the best deer hunting, but just some of the best deer camps, best morale in the world, if you ask me. I mean, I might be a little bit small-minded that way, but it's definitely home. There's only one Upper Peninsula. It's unique in a lot of ways. We have the Great Lakes. I love to hunt and fish. I take the first week off of opening of rifle season every year. It's not a lot of places you get that feeling. It's kind of like walking into your favorite sports stadium. That feeling is different, but you get that in the whole UP when you come here. Oh yeah, I've been up there quite a bit. In fact, I logged up by Munising a few times. I mean, that's a little more east of there. Logged up there a few times, and then up in the Kenton area, I did a sale call up there. The duck sale, they called it. I don't know why. Must have seen it. The forester must have seen a duck when they named it. But that's always interesting that the names of state and federal timber are interesting. I would describe the Keweenaw as just beautiful scenery, hilly terrain, beautiful hardwoods. You have Lake Superior. There's only one Lake Superior. It's its own mini ocean of sorts. It's beautiful. There's no place on earth like the Keweenaw. Try to do it once a year. I spent a lot of time as a kid camping right in Ontonagon at the county park. Yep. And swimming in Lake Superior when it was rather cold. So got used to that growing up, and people were looking at us like we're crazy. But that's just the Yooper way, you know. We're used to it. Yes and no. We have lots of similarities. A lot of us are Swedish or Finnish. We have a little bit of the Yooper Midwest accent, if you will. The A, or just the way we say sauna, not sauna, sauna, you know. But you guys have a lot harsher winters up by you. If you were to take us as loggers and another logger up there, they're probably a little more thick-skinned, I would say. They deal with a little more hills, a little more just snowy weather. Yeah. Definitely be interested in going up there and logging in the summers or fall. Fall especially. You got some beautiful fall color up that way. Well, like I said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Whether that be starting a business, whether that be putting yourself out there on social media to showcase what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, or just take that shot. What's the worst that's going to happen?